Hey there. Just got back to Seattle after 3 trips around the world and had the brilliant idea that today I was going to come down and wash the plane and go fly it. No. I'm so whacked out right now, it's probably not a good idea. So, but anyhow, I just wanted to shoot this real quick and tell you kind of what happened when I was on the road. It's good stuff, but I was in Germany, just got off the plane after a 12-hour flight, walking down the stairs, and this guy comes shooting up the stairs, 2 guys, and it was like, hey man, this guy was like, hey man, can I show your shiny 777 to this dude? And I'm like, yeah, cool, come on up, because I'm hip for that, right? So the guy comes inside, and the one guy's videotaping the other guy, and I'm like, who is this dude? He's obviously somebody. So as it turns out, it's this guy named James Ketchell. I'd never heard of him before, but he's a really interesting dude. Now that I know who he is and I've met him, I'm like, man, this guy's really fascinating. He's flying an auto gyro. I think that's what you call it. It's the little gyro plane, get the helicopter blade on top, get it going fast enough, thing spins, off you go. He's flying that thing around the world, right? Well, I was like, okay, that's, in my opinion, yeah, it's quite a feat to do something like that. But he took off from England and he's flying this thing around the world. Now he's over in eastern Russia and he's starting to, I would imagine the next day or two, he's probably going to make that crossing over to Alaska, which is just crazy. I got a picture on my phone, I think. I'll show you what the area looks like where he's at now. And you're thinking it's summertime, wow, no, not up there. It's snowy, it's cold. It's nice to go over it. I mean, we did that route going from Hong Kong up to Anchorage, and it was severe clear. Beautiful route to fly. I love flying up in Russia. Oops, sorry for the helicopter overhead there, but anyhow, yeah, I'll show you a picture of kind of where he's at now. It's pretty snowy, and he just went through some pretty hostile mountain terrain, in an auto gyro. You're thinking whatever, but man, I would imagine when the wind blows in that thing, in that type of area, you're going to get beat up pretty good. But it'll be interesting to hear what he has for video and talk to him about that when he's coming to Seattle here, I think, in the next couple weeks. So he's sponsored by DHL amongst one of the sponsors, and so he's going to be in Seattle in coordination with some event they have going here. I think it's a new airplane delivery or something like that. But anyhow, what's interesting about this guy, when I started looking about him, he's a motivational speaker, right? But so I'm like, okay, fly your thing around the world, that's cool, but how did he become this motivational speaker? Well, the guy had climbed Everest, right? I'm reading his book right now, about halfway through it. It's interesting. I mean, it's really interesting. So he's climbed Everest, which is a feat in itself, right? But he's also rode I think it's 20 some odd foot boat solo across the Atlantic. Wow. And then rode his bike around the world, So, I mean, I go to ride my bike to the store, I'm just exhausted. so yeah, and he rode his around the world. Same with rowing a boat. I'm good for about 200 feet, and then I'm like, hey, time for a cold one. So anyhow, yeah, so he's doing this and he's flying around, raising money for the little kids. So look at his website. It's called James Ketchell, KETCHELL.com. And you can click on his webpage. There's a map. I think it's towards the bottom of the page, and it shows what he's done so far for routing and where. It doesn't show where he's going next, but I think what he's doing when he gets over to the east coast of Russia, I think he might be going down towards Little Diomede, I think is what it's called, and it's kind of that island, the last U.S. island between the mainland U.S. and Russia. So, but that's a lot of water, man, and that's cold. I mean, so. I hope he's dressed comfortably up there. But yeah, he's raising money for kids. If you're motivated to give $5, that's cool. I did. I gave him a couple more than that, but because I thought it was a really cool thing. I think it's a cool thing that he's doing. So anyhow, yeah, like I said, I was going to fly today, but no, it's not a good idea. But yet I fly a 777 around the world when I feel like this. So anyhow, it's a Friday night and everyone's going to be out there blasting around. It's a gorgeous day in Seattle. It's like, super sunny. When I came out here, I was hiding underneath the wing because it was shaded, and this guy walks by and goes, hey man, you waited all year long for the sun to pop out in Seattle. Now you're hiding from it under your wing. so anyhow, I'm wiped. Yeah, check it out, jamesketchell.com or .net. One of the two. Just type in James Ketchell on Google, you'll find him. Or you use Yahoo if you're a Yahoo. So anyhow, that's about it. I am starting to shoot It's funny, this guy's a motivational speaker, so I was looking at his videos on YouTube, and it actually kind of got me motivated to start shooting this communications video that I've wanted to do for a long time. It's actually pretty cool because I started doing a lot of research on it. It's probably going to be like 2.5 hours long. So yeah, $49.95. I don't know. I'm going to sell it, but I don't know what price it is. I'll see how good it is when I get done with it. But it's a lot of information. I've looked at a lot of other sites of what they have on there, and I'm like, it's good information, but it's not all the information. So I'm just trying to make that communications thing so it's not scary. You know, it really isn't. But anyhow, that's it. Yeah, it smells like gas in here. They just fuel this thing up, and it's like, yee. So it's hot. I'm out of here. I'm going to go home and go to bed, even though it's only 6 o'clock at night. All right, see you later.